from Napakalinga, LPT, the Bachelor of Technological Instruction.
How about you?
I am Joris Bonita. I am from Pagkakasigat sa University. Currently taking out Bachelor of Technology Education major in Economics.
Okay. Do you want to ask my name? Nothing. Because for sure you will introduce during the presentation, or do I have to? Okay.
So our first question is, can you tell us how students are doing their reading?
Okay. In terms of reading so far, our learners from we are having kinder up to grade 12 since we are integrated school. But let us focus on grades 4, 5, and 6. Based on data, there are learners who are struggling in reading. So we need to have other interventions. Okay, next question. You have questions for that? Okay. What are the interventions?
So are there certain grade levels that are struggling with reading?
Okay, so far we have grades 6. Some of them belong to frustration level. There are students who belong to instructional, and we also have learners belonging to independent level. In terms of data, there are more learners from grades 4, 5, and 6 who belong to instructional. There are only 30% who belong to frustration.
How does your school help with our students who are struggling with reading?
So we are having reading interventions, where the English teachers or the language teachers, when you say reading, it is both in Filipino and in English. So the language teachers, the Filipino and the English teachers are doing these reading interventions or innovations where they will be giving additional activities. We have these reading materials so that the learners will improve their reading skills. Okay, so we have these big six to be developed of the learners. So during this reading program, the learners will be grouped into frustration, instructional, and independent. So there are different reading materials for each group of learners.
What kinds of tools or method do you use?
So we have this Phil Airy. Phil Airy, do you know? Have you heard about Phil Airy? Okay, it is a tool, Phil Airy, Philippine Informal Reading Inventory, is a tool used to measure the oral reading skills of the learners. It is a tool, Philippine Informal Reading Inventory. Next question.
Can you tell us how students are doing while reading?
Of course, as I've told you before, some are still struggling. And of course, there are also learners who excel in reading. We can have that. We can, based on observations, based on my rounds with the conducted instructional supervisions during the extraordinary particular that teachers, there are learners who excel in reading. Yeah. So, not all. Again, there belongs to instruction in instructional and independent, where independence is the highest level of or a level of the reading competencies. So far, we don't have non-reader. We don't have non-reader. We only have frustration, instructional, and independent. So we want to improve those who belong to frustration to be level up to instructional, then from instructional to independent. Okay, what else? Sige, louder.
What are the challenges that students face when reading proficiency?
What are the challenges in all the learners?
You face in reading proficiency?
What do you think? When you were you are still learners. What are your challenges? What makes you struggle? What are the factors that you feel you are struggling in reading?
Face it's not vocabulary. So we're going to search and how to use that word in order for us to know
To be familiar.
to be familiar and to know the word.
Remember in reading, it is not merely how to read, but to understand and comprehend the selection, to understand the meaning, the denotation, the connotation of the word. Because sometimes, maybe most of the times, we know how to read, how to pronounce, but we cannot understand. Yeah. Okay, can you give me one more challenges? Challenge. Okay. There are more challenges, diba? Can you recall when you were still learners? Maybe because you have no time in reading,
Yes,
you don't give time to reading. No, that's one of the challenges.
how we use it. And we forgot we forgot to do about the more topic.
Okay, so you can understand the word as mentioned if you will be reading it repeatedly. Okay, not just once, but twice, or even more. First reading, we cannot understand. Which means to say that for you to overcome that reading, your struggle in reading, that challenge, you must have enough time to read. Because if you don't have time to read, you cannot understand the selection. And you need to have stock knowledge, stock words, to be familiar with it. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you so much. I hope I could help you in your endeavor, in your journey towards